guys, how are you? Welcome to Tarantino's. We're getting ready to make some fresh pasta. I'm going to show you guys how to do that so you can do it at home. Super simple. Just a few techniques you just probably got to practice on without breaking the well, and I'll show you how to do that. But I'm going to make some pasta this morning and for tonight. So anybody ordering from me is going to be getting some fresh pasta. Let me get on here and see who's up. Alright, so what we did was, if you're just going to make it for 4 people, 1 egg per person is basically what it is. So you want to have, I'm doing 16 portions. I've already got about 8 in the fridge. So I'm going to make a double batch. For you at home, you might want to start off with 4 eggs till you get the well down pat. But anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to slide this out of the way. So I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do 1 on video, and then the other one I'll do after I'm done showing you guys how to do this. But super simple. Nothing beats the taste of fresh pasta. My goodness, guys. Those of you who have been ordering me before, they haven't ordered probably in the last 4 weeks from me. If you love my food before, wait till you have it with the fresh pasta. And you can do this at home. Super simple. So what you're going to do is I have 4 cups of flour. If you're doing it at home, 2 cups of flour to 4 eggs. I'm doing 4 cups of flour, 8 eggs. Every egg gives me a portion of pasta. So what we're going to do is make a well, nice big well, because I'm putting 8 eggs in here. All-purpose flour, that's all you need. All-purpose flour, olive oil, salt. I use a salt and pepper mix, the same stuff I use to season all my plates with. But all you need is oil, flour, eggs, and salt. That's it. And a fork to mix with. And I like to use this because I like folding it over until I get it ready to mush with my hands, and you'll see that in a second. Alright, so we got our well. Keep a little flour on the bottom. Plus, this is fun to make with kids. Those of you who have kids, make pasta with them. It's a blast. So we're going to do 8 eggs. By the way, thank you, Justin from Anthony's Roots, which is here on the farm. Fresh eggs, duck eggs, chicken eggs, the best. So all the eggs, and he's licensed through the state of Georgia. So all my eggs are coming right from the farm, not even touching a grocery store. And you guys can buy eggs from him at any time. All you gotta do is come out to the farm, and they are fantastic. Can't get any fresher than that. Actually, it's hard to break these shells sometimes because that's how good they are. We'll do 8 eggs. Get that shell out of there. About a tablespoon, if you're doing the 4-egg recipe, which is 2 cups of flour, 4 eggs, you need about a tablespoon of olive oil. If you're doubling the batch, 2 tablespoons. Now, depending on temperature and how big your eggs are, you might have to use a little less flour or a little more, but you'll know while you're kneading it out if you're going to need more or not. How many eggs I put in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So anyway, get some flour in there. And you're just gonna do it just like you're doing scrambled eggs. Mix it up really good. Good chunk of flour out of the way. Just keep mixing. It's a workout, I promise you that. The fun part is doing this to where you don't break the wall or the well or the volcano, whatever you want to call it. Just keep pushing the flour in. Oh, you know what I did? I forgot the salt and pepper. Salt and pepper, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I've done that before and actually just mixed it in by hand and it came out fine. So if you're talking, you get distracted, you're like, oh crap, I forgot the salt and pepper and the oil, you can still add it in, even if the dough is already put together. And then once it gets so thick, now what we're going to do, take our little scraper, our dough knife, if you will, fold and push down. You can do this with your hands if you don't have a dough scraper or a dough knife. This is what I do every morning to prepare pasta for you guys at night. And then I take this dough, after it turns into a dough, and you knead it for 10 minutes, gotta be about 10 minutes. Steal some of this flour. Now see how it's becoming a dough? Now you have to do this for about a good 10 minutes. 7 to 10. Just keep folding in, keep folding it. It's going to stick to your table. Scrape it up. A little more flour. See how it's becoming a dough? And you want this to be Play-Doh consistency. It shouldn't stick to the table or stick to your hands. And when you push on it, it should spring back up. So when you push your fingers in it, it should come back up after you've kneaded for about 10 minutes. Oops. And then what I'm going to do, because this creates eight portions, what I do to make it easier for me to measure, especially when I'm in a dinner rush, I'm just going to cut these in half. So this way, I know each of these is worth 4 portions, and it's easier to store. And then we keep rolling it out. This pasta is absolutely amazing. So simple. Who's on here watching? Hey Candace, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Wanda, Stella, Julie, Lydia, Angie, Lorna, Billy, Brett. Hope you all having a great day. So what are you guys doing today besides watching this right at this very second? And where are you watching from? Special thanks to Ray and Mel last night for coming out and sharing their anniversary dinner with us. We had a great time. Actually, we've done a lot of those this weekend. Everybody seems to love it with the music and all the fire pit and everything. So if you got an anniversary coming up or just a special date night, come check it out. Don't forget, become a subscriber and you save 10%. See when you push on that what happens? It's going to start to come right back out. What? See it's starting to rise back up? I gotta hold the table in place. You gotta work that dough. This is where you have fun with the kids. You say, hey kids. Actually, when I do my cooking classes, we make pasta all the time. One, it helps them learn how to make it so they can make it at home without a problem. And it helps me build my power up. Oh, that's another thing too. If you guys want to take some of my classes, I do them on Mondays. All you gotta do is get a hold of Orkin and she'll schedule you in. See how it's not sticking to the table or my hands anymore? That's what you want. And then, once we're done kneading it, we're going to make it into a round, kind of a flat disc. And then we're going to put a little olive oil on it and put it in a plastic bag and let it sit at room temperature for 30 minutes. And then I'll put it in the refrigerator. So if I'm doing this early in the morning because I want to have supper with my family tonight, I get this done and out of the way with, put it in the fridge, and then I'll pull it out of the fridge, cut it up into 4 equal portions, and then I'll roll it out. If you don't have a pasta machine, you do it with the rolling pin. I had to get this because the rolling pin wasn't getting too many orders. But it'll come out just as good with a rolling pin. You just gotta roll it super, super, super flat and use a lot of flour. And don't forget, when you go to boil your pasta, it takes 90 seconds. And we are just about done. Roll this one a couple times. You will get a workout, so those of you on diets, this will certainly help. You'll burn some calories doing this. And I got another batch to make with this pile of flour, so I have enough for tonight's dinners. Don't forget, we got that 2 can dine for $29.99. Pick up, delivery, or make a reservation to come eat with me. I have meals. I don't know what I got going on tonight. But you can do rattlesnake pasta, 2 rattlesnake pastas, loaf of garlic bread. This weekend we're doing 2 steak Alfredos, loaf of garlic bread for $40, and it's regularly just a steak Alfredo is about $22 with the using the filet mignon medallions. Tomorrow we will be closed. We have a wedding that we're catering out here. I don't know if you can see out my window, but there's a wedding tent out there. We got all kinds of stuff going on. All right, this is good. All right, so now we got our 2. Tell you to flatten them just a little bit. You got your nice discs. See how it pushed right back out? Boom. Beautiful. That's what you want. And then I'll cut these into 4 after they've proofed, or when I go to use them to create an order. So we're going to get some bags. Just you can use a Ziploc bag, whatever you want. But they got to be in a bag, no air, because if you let air get to it, it's going to crust. And yes, you can dry pasta if you want to, but why? You might as well just buy it store-bought. Yeah, it'll still be good, but if you want that fresh, that fresh pasta taste, 2 things. Either do it like this, or make your pasta, put it through the thing, and then once you've cut it already, freeze it. Once you freeze it, it'll still maintain the integrity as if it was being done fresh. But if you dry it out, it's almost just the same taste as buying dry pasta at the store. So, and you don't want that. The whole idea is to get that home, rustic, authentic pasta. So you're just gonna wrap it. I'm gonna sit it to the side to proof for 30 minutes, and then it'll go in my refrigerator. I'll show you how to cut it in just a second. Some oil in there. This is so it stays to where we don't get a crust on it, just in case air does get in the bag. Or it'll end up sticking to the bag and you'll be very upset saying all kinds of words you shouldn't be saying trying to get it out the bag. So you would definitely want the oil on there. Alright, I'm going to grab... Okay, so this is a finished piece of pasta. This is one I made yesterday. Remember I told you about the disc? I have the round disc. This is a 1/4 of the disc. And, well, I'm going to have to remeasure that flour. But anyway, we're going to flour this up. Actually, I should have done that right there. Let me get my cutting board. Alright, so now if you at home, if you don't have a pasta machine, obviously do this with a rolling pin. But you're going to make sure you got plenty of flour on that piece of dough. And this is good for 2 days. 3 days tops in your fridge. After 3 days, forget about it, throw it away. And it may turn green on the second day on the outside, but that's completely fine. So what we're going to do, you're going to do the same process even with the rolling pin. You're going to push, I don't know if you can see this, my stuff's in the way here. You're going to push this out as flat as you can with your fingertips. Almost like getting ready to do a pie. And when I do this, because I'm using the machine, if you do have one of these machines at home, you want to try to get it as get it out to go what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm talking about. Lengthwise, not width, because the pasta machine's only about that big. This is also how you do your manicotti shells. You do lasagna shells like this, ravioli, bow ties. Make sure that's floured up good. If you have a pasta machine at home, go all the way to 8 or whatever desired thickness you like. I like to go to level 8. And this is what I do, guys, for every order. It stays in these little chunks until you guys order from me, and then I hand roll out every single one of these. There isn't anything that you're getting from Tarantino's that is not homemade. Except for the bread. I don't bake the bread, I buy the bread. It's my sauce that makes that bread taste phenomenal. You do that with any type of sub roll. That's why I sell the sauce. So once you get it down, I got 2 more times to put this through. Get nice and thin. One more time, look at that. Beautiful. I love doing this. My back kills by the end of the day of doing this, but it's worth it. Everybody loves it. And picture this at dinner time when I got about 30 orders I gotta make. Crazy. But we get it done. That's why it takes a little bit. Alright, so we got a beautiful pasta sheet. And yeah, it's not even here and it's not even over there. Who cares? The only way, now if I was doing lasagna or manigat, I would take this, cut this here, but we're making pasta. Let me blast this so I can show you what it looks like. Oops, put it off. Alright, so you want to flour it, you're going to fold it. Okay? Fold it just like this. Then we're going to put a little more flour on it. We're going to fold. I'm going to go this way, a little more flour, fold, I'm going to fold, and then get my Chemicoto knife, and then I'm gonna do an Alfredo pasta. So we're going to cut it Alfredo size, fettuccine size. That's going to be an odd shape, so we'll get rid of that piece. We'll get rid of that piece. All right, so now if you look. See how they're all rolled up? Almost like was it the panini? Not the panini, what the heck am I thinking about? The wheels, the pinwheels, there we go. So what you're gonna do, the reason why you have to have that flour, and don't push down, you push down and pack it together, you'll never get your pasta apart. And then, you're just gonna have fun playing with the pasta. Look at that, beautiful fettuccine. Forget about it, huh? Look at that. Fettuccine pasta. And that's what will go in the water for 90 seconds. Just about to a boil. Let me get a plate and I'll show you guys how that's going to look. Now I can't do angel hair. I don't know if I told you guys before in one of the videos. Angel hair, forget about it. I have to have a special dye to do angel hair. But I can do spaghetti, fettuccine, manicotti, lasagna, all that stuff, but the angel hair, forget about it. Bow ties. If I had the machine, I would do rigatoni too. Oh my God, is that great. Alright, so this is nice and floured. Oh, so what I was telling you was, so if you want to use this a couple weeks, but if you want to just make a bunch of pasta, you get a sheet pan, put your wax paper down on it, and do your portions just like this, well floured. Well floured. Make sure they're well floured so they're not sticking together. And then you're going to put them in little piles all the way around. We call them nests, pasta nests. So you're going to put these nests on your sheet tray. And then take your sheet tray without any cover or anything, put it in the freezer. Once you get them all done, get them in the freezer. They're all going to freeze. Then you bring them out and then you portion them into bags. That's to get, if you want to do a big dinner later on in the week or something like that. That's the best way to do your pasta if you still want that same quality, that freshness, as if I just made it and put it in the water for you. Let me get my strainer, my basket. The other thing is if you do want to dry it, which I don't recommend you take your oven, you open up your oven, you got your oven like this, your oven racks. This is a pain in the neck. This is why I would never do this, because I don't have the time, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to. You would have to take each pasta strand in the top, you put the rack to the top of your oven. You would probably cut this in half, but you would have to hang every piece of pasta just like this in the oven until it dried and hardened. And then you would take it off and you break it at the seam. Or you'd have coat hangers hanging on all your, on all the handles of your cupboards with pasta laying across. And that's how you would dry your pasta out and then put it in a container. And yes, it's good for a long time like that. But I think, is it 2 weeks? I can't remember. I'll check on that for you. But a lot of work drying the pasta. Freeze it. And it's even a better taste when you freeze it. And then it goes straight from the freezer right to the boiling water. Bada bing, done. Beautiful. That's how you would dry it. What's everybody doing? Mel, how you doing, my brother? Craig, Lorinda. Alright, this water's just about ready. Let me move it to this front one. This one's a lot hotter. Put this on there for you. Now I'll show you what that finished product looks like of the pasta. We'll get this thrown away. There's a lot of work with the pasta. That's why my plate cost has gone up $1 or $2, depending on which one it is, because there's a lot of labor that goes into this. But the flavor, you can't beat it. You can't find this anywhere around here. Absolutely beautiful. Even just spaghetti with red sauce tastes fantastic. Especially those who like dumplings. I can make the pasta thicker. Instead of running it to like a level 8 or level 9 on the press, I can do it at level 7, level 6, and you get even a thicker pasta. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, same thing. As soon as you take it out of the freezer, right into the boiling water. But listen, guys, I can't stress to you enough to make sure, don't be impatient like I was a couple of times thinking I was going to get the food up. My water wasn't boiling. It has to be boiling. If it's not boiling, it's going to turn into a goo, and it's absolutely disgusting. Trust me. I've made that mistake twice. No more. Never again. The water has got to be boiling before you put it in there. And now, this is the easy part. Drop it in the water, done 90 seconds. And I'm going to show you as soon as the water comes to a boil, it's just about there. About 3 more seconds, it'll be ready. And we're boiling. I'm going to drop this in. Can you see the stove? Yep, you can see the stove. And then what I like to do is I like to take my tongs. I let it get in there, sit in there for about 20-30 seconds. Let it start to cook really quick. And then I'm going to mix it around a little bit. Try to separate because it will ball up a little bit. Not much, but it just helps. So I'm just stirring it around a little bit, loosening it up. About 20 more seconds and it's done. Wait till you see the difference in the texture. Unbelievable. I should have cooked off some regular fettuccine, showed you the regular fettuccine, and then show you the homemade. Just the appearance alone, you cannot mistake it. No, if somebody tells you they're making homemade pasta, believe me, and they're not, you will know the difference, especially if you had mine. There is 3 different flours you can use. Well, 3 different methods of doing it. All purpose is perfect. Okay, pasta's done, just like that. And then when I put my sauce on it, I'll move it around, but check this out. All done. You see that? Homemade pasta. Absolutely beautiful. And it's always al dente. It always has that bite to it. You know how you go to places? If you can break pasta with your tongue and the roof of your mouth, overcooked. You shouldn't be able to do that. There should be bite to it. Not a click when you bite into it, but there should be. It's like the difference between a New York cheesecake and a cheesecake made with that cream stuff. So whoever likes it, I'm sorry, but I think it's disgusting. I don't like a creamy cheesecake. I like a cheesecake that has has bite to it. Like a traditional New York style cheesecake has bite. My cheesecake has bite. Your pasta should have bite. The other cheesecake reminds me of oodles and noodles. All oodles and noodles is what you don't want with pasta, where you just falls apart in your mouth. You need to be able to chew it. But anyway, guys, that's what it is. That's your homemade pasta. That's how you make it. Any questions, please let me know. Don't forget about the pumpkin thing we have going the 17th. You got to prepay so I can know how many pumpkins I got to buy. Don't forget to check out becoming a supporter of Tarantino's, what's involved with that, and what kind of benefits you get. Reservations don't cost you a penny unless you're doing a specialty reservation, such as the Tuscan Experience or the Tour of Italy. And if you're a supporter, you don't pay anything for that deposit. So check that out, see what we got for you. We're having some fantastic dinners out here. People are loving it, and I thank you so much for supporting us. I thank you for those of you that are watching and sharing and all that good stuff. Please give a thumbs up if you heard the video, everything came out okay. Let me know where you're watching from. And Jason, we owe you a pizza, but we can't do it because of the wedding, so we're going to have to do it either Thursday or Friday. I'll make you one. And then we'll be running some more contests hopefully next week, but once we get this wedding over, we got a ton of stuff to do for this wedding between tonight and tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So dinner as usual tonight. I will be closed tomorrow for outside orders and catering because of this event. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. God bless and thank you.